basketball live stream here on my YouTube channel at Sports Bonanza John and on Twitch at Sport Guru John. We are ready for the fourth and final quarterfinal at Arch Madness in St. Louis. The 6th seed Panthers of Northern Iowa and the 3 seed Redbirds of Illinois State. The winner to take on the Bradley Braves, who just pulled out a win in double overtime just a few minutes ago over Valparaiso. So Bradley awaits the winner of this game in the semifinals of Arch Madness tomorrow. Northern Iowa coming off a 68-59 round 1 win yesterday over Evansville to get to this game. Illinois State had the first round bye, finishing as the number 3 seed in the Missouri Valley Conference. Northern Iowa coming into this game, they had split their last 6 games of the regular season before getting that win over Evansville in round 1 yesterday. Illinois State, meanwhile, won 4 of their last 6 to end the regular season. They had a little bit of a funk there. Illinois State there in early January, but regrouped to a 3rd place finish in the Missouri Valley Conference. Let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups in this game. First, for the 6th seed Northern Iowa Panthers, who got their 20th win of the season yesterday. They are 20-12 on the season. Ended up 11-9 in the Missouri Valley Conference. Good for the 6th seed. They line up this way at 1 forward, number 13, Will Hornseth. Hornseth, a 6'8 sophomore out of De Pere, Wisconsin. Hornseth averaging 11.4 points per game, 3rd leading scorer on this Northern Iowa team. At the other forward for Northern Iowa, number 14, Tristan Smith. Smith, a 6'6 senior out of Elizabeth, Colorado. Smith averaging 9.1 points per contest. And 1 guard for Northern Iowa, number 3, Max Weisbrod. Weisbrod, a 6'4 senior out of Windsor, Wisconsin. Weisbrod averaging 6.4 points per contest. Another guard for Northern Iowa, number 4, Trey Campbell. Campbell, a 6'4 senior, a hometown kid from Cedar Falls, Iowa. Campbell, the leading scorer on this Northern Iowa team, averaging 13.5 points per game. And the other guard for Northern Iowa, number 35, Leon Bond III. 6'5 junior out of Wauwatosa, Wisconsin. Bond, the 2nd leading scorer on this Northern Iowa team, averaging 11.5 points per contest. Northern Iowa is led in their 20th season at the helm of Northern Iowa by Ben Jacobson. Ben Jacobson set the all-time record for Arch Madness wins with his first-round win last night over Evansville. Starting lineups look this way for the Redbirds of Illinois State, who finished 20-11 this season. They finished 12-8 in Missouri Valley Conference play, good for the number 3 seed. Redbirds line up like this. At forward for Illinois State, number 35, Chase Walker. Walker, a 6'9 junior out of Columbus, Ohio. Walker, the leading scorer on this Redbird team at 13.6 points per game. 1 guard for Illinois State, number 3, Mason Clabo. Clabo, a 6'2 freshman out of Fargo, North Dakota. Clabo on the season averaging 5.7 points per game. At another guard for Illinois State, number 4, Landon Wolf. Wolf, a 6'5 senior out of Cedar Falls, Iowa. Wolf on the season averaging just over 7 points, 7.1 points per game. Another guard for Illinois State, number 11, Johnny Kinzinger. Kinzinger, a 5'11 junior out of Des Peres, Wisconsin. Kinzinger, second leading scorer on this Illinois State team, 11.5 points per game. And the other guard for Illinois State, number 14, Bowden Schoonberg. Schoonberg, a 6'5 senior out of Jamestown, North Dakota. Schoonberg averaging 10.3 points per game for the Redbirds. The Redbirds are coached by Ryan Peden. So again, the lineups look like this for Northern Iowa. Hornseth and Smith up front with the guards of Weisbrod, Campbell, and Bond. Illinois State has Walker up front with four-guard lineup: Clabo, Wolf, Kinzinger, and Schoonberg for Illinois State, as that is how they will line up in this one. Officials for this final game of the quarterfinal round: Randy Heimerman, Kip Kissinger, and Ed Crenshaw Jr., the three-man officiating crew in this one. Winner of this game to take on Bradley. Will we have a war of I-74 between Bradley and Illinois State in the semis, or will it be the Braves and the Panthers? Excuse me. Redbirds won both meetings in the regular season, one up in Cedar Falls, 71-69. Illinois State winning in Normal, 59-54, so both pretty close contests, as Illinois State looks to beat Northern Iowa for the third time this year. Northern Iowa trying to not let that happen. Update on the Miami of Ohio Redhawks as they are looking to close out an undefeated regular season. 15-15 left to go in Athens in the second half. Redhawks lead Ohio 65-60. We'll keep close tabs on that game as we go through this game here tonight. They are in a media timeout in Athens in that one right now. The other top 25 game tonight, number 18, St. John's and Seton Hall. St. John's leading 40-35 in the second half in that one. Scores from around conference tournament action. First round in the SoCon. UNC Greensboro has a 59-45 lead on VMI. About 10 minutes left in the second half in that one. Metro Atlantic quarterfinal, Fairfield leading St. Peter's 68-52 with 3.5 minutes to play there. So it looks like Fairfield's headed to a first round win. Fourth round in the Sun Belt, 8.5 to go second half. South Alabama has a 10-point lead over Georgia Southern. So that's some other conference tournament games going on. Radford at the half in the Big South leads Presbyterian 36-28. Second round, the West Coast Conference, Portland a 1-point lead on Washington State, 8.5 to go in that one. Miami not only trying for an undefeated regular season, but trying to win the outright MAC championship. Akron a winner earlier. So if Miami of Ohio would go down in this game to Ohio, Akron would tie Miami for the MAC regular season title. Miami will still be the number one seed either way. Again, keep tabs on that Miami of Ohio game as the evening goes on. But here we are set for Northern Iowa and Illinois State. 95th all-time meeting between these two schools. The series stands 47-47. As mentioned, Illinois State swept the season series over Northern Iowa. Both tightly contested ball games. So here we go. Panthers and Redbirds to close out the quarterfinal round at Arch Madness. This game tipping off about an hour later than was scheduled because of the double overtime game that preceded this one. So here we go. Walker to jump center with Hornseth. And the final quarterfinal underway, and Northern Iowa with the game's opening possession. Hornseth with it. Hornseth finds Campbell outside for a three, and that's how this game begins. A Northern Iowa three-pointer for Trey Campbell. First possession now for the Redbirds. Campbell had 23 points in the Panthers' first-round win over Evansville last night. Here's Walker. Walker getting free underneath. Wild shot there. Good defense by Northern Iowa. Walker gets the rebound and has it blocked from behind. And back come the Panthers. Ball knocked away, and it will stay Northern Iowa ball. Panthers with possession. Here's Hornseth. And the turnaround jumper by Bond will get the bounce. Leon Bond with his first 2 points, and the Panthers jump out to a 5-0 lead. Walker. Walker against Hornseth, backing his way in, now draws a double team. Walker finds the open man underneath. Landon Wolf for the easy layup. Northern Iowa threw the double team on Chase Walker, and it allowed him to find Landon Wolf underneath for the Redbirds' first 2 points. Great pass at the other end, and a layup there for Trey Campbell. He's got 5 early on for Northern Iowa, and the Panthers lead 7-2. Just over 2 minutes into this first half. Top of the key three-pointer, around and out. Rebound pulled down by Northern Iowa. Here's Bond. Hornseth on the outside. And here's the three-pointer. That is good, and the Panthers off to a 10-2 start over the Redbirds. Redbirds could use a basket here. Walker tries a three. He can hit from out there, but comes up short. Does get his own rebound, and a fresh 20 for the Redbirds. Kinzinger with it. Kinzinger drives. Kinzinger kicks it back out to an open three-pointer shooter, and it is good. Mason Clabo with a three for the Redbirds. 10-5 lead for Northern Iowa. Hornseth backs his way in, missed it short on the bank shot. Rebound pulled down by the Redbirds. Walker. Outside, here's Clabo open for three again. Back-to-back threes for the Redbirds. And they're within 2 at 10-8. Clabo already with the 2 3-pointers is right at his season average. Panthers lose it. Walker has a breakaway and a hard foul from behind. And nice sportsmanship there between Walker and Tristan Smith, as Tristan Smith fouled Walker from behind as Walker was going up for the dunk. It's good, clean, hard foul. Nobody lost their cool or anything, and Walker and Tristan Smith give each other pats on the back as Walker missed the first free throw. That's what you like to see, that kind of sportsmanship right there. Second free throw on the way for Walker is no good. He misses both. So the lead for the Panthers stays at 10-8. Top of the key, three-pointer for Campbell. That rolls out. Hornseth, the offensive rebound, an easy lay-in putback. That's his first 2 points, and the Panthers lead by 4, 12-8. Pass deflected and stolen by the Panthers. But it's a 1-on-3, so Northern Iowa wisely backs it out. Campbell has a three-pointer that missed long. Rebound pulled down by the Redbirds. And the driving layup is good, but it will not count as there was a foul beforehand, which brings us to our first timeout at the 15:29 mark. Opening half of play, final quarterfinal at Arch Madness. Northern Iowa off to a 12-8 lead over Illinois State. Panthers 5 of their first 8 from the floor. Illinois State's hit 3 of their first 7. Update on the Red Hawks and Ohio. Miami has jumped out to a 9-point lead, 74-65 with 12 and a half minutes to go. Red Hawks 12 minutes away from an undefeated regular season. Undefeated regular season, you've got to put them in, don't you? No matter what happens in the MAC tournament. I know, as I talked to one of my live stream buddies during the action earlier today, I know that schedule strength. I know. I don't care who you're playing. It is tough to win every single game in the regular season. And that's what the Red Hawks are 12 minutes away from accomplishing. The updated win percentage in this game right now for Miami of Ohio is 90%. In case you missed it, here at Arch Madness, we had a big upset to start the day in the quarterfinal round as regular season champion Belmont fell to the number 9 seed Drake, and handily 100-79 was that final score. It is the first time in Arch Madness history that a 9 seed has reached the semifinal round. We had an 11 seed last year in Valparaiso make it. 12-8 lead here for Northern Iowa as the Redbirds bring it in following the timeout. At the top of the key here. And the pull-up jumper up and good. That is Bowden Schoonberg with his first 2 points. And it is a 12-10 lead for Northern Iowa. Hornseth with it. To Bond now. Bond guarded by Kinzinger. Bond kicks it outside to Schweiger, who just checked in at the timeout. As did Kyle Pock. Pock with it now. Works it around. Gives it back to Hornseth, and the Panthers will turn it over as the ball is put on the floor. Redbirds get the steal. And the Redbirds will run the offense. Now atop of the key, three-pointers well short, and that will go out of bounds over to Northern Iowa. Bringing it up across the timeline is Campbell for the Panthers. Now the drive inside, and the right hand is up and good. Ben Schweiger with his first 2 points of the game. And the Panthers lead by 4 at 14-10. Just over 6 minutes into this first half. And we've got a foul on the drive here for the Redbirds. And now we've got a little extracurricular and pushing and shoving following the foul. Kyle Pock of Northern Iowa and Ty Pence of Illinois State got kind of tangled up there under the basket following the foul. Cooler heads have prevailed, though, and the Redbirds bring it in. And now we've got a pushing foul underneath. That's 2 in a row on Kyle Pock. So 2 fouls on Pock in the span of about 10 seconds. And the Redbirds again will bring it in. 4th team foul on Northern Iowa here in the first half. Top of the key, three-pointer. That is well short. Rebound pulled down by the Panthers. Redbirds just 2 of 6 from beyond the arc. Northern Iowa almost turns it over this trip. And now Campbell has it. The spin move inside, back out to a wide open Bond who misses the 3, and it's rebounded by the Panthers. And an open 3 in the corner, no, but Northern Iowa stepped out of bounds. It wouldn't have counted anyway, and that will be the Panthers' 3rd turnover. Redbirds get it into Tyree Coleman, who will bring it up across the midcourt stripe. Coleman finds Kinzinger. Kinzinger knocked out of bounds by Northern Iowa. It will stay Redbird ball with 17 on the shot clock. Redbirds to bring it in. And off the inbound, a three-point shot is off the front of the rim. No good, off the hands of Jack Doherty. And back comes Northern Iowa. The spin move inside. Schweiger can't get it to go, though. And it's rebounded by the Redbirds. Doherty will try another 3. This one no good either. Rebound pulled down by the Panthers. Redbirds cold from three-point range to begin this game. As the Redbirds knock the ball out of bounds, it will be Panther basketball. Hornseth returns to the lineup for Northern Iowa. And Weisbrod to inbound. And it comes to Hornseth. Weisbrod inside. Weisbrod kicks it back out. 10 to shoot. Hornseth, the spin shot blocked by Walker. He tried to go over Chase Walker. That didn't work so well. An outside open three in the corner. That's no good. Redbirds continue their cold shooting from three-point range. And back come the Panthers, and we have a foul at the other end on Illinois State. This one will be on Landon Moore. As we hit the under 12 with 11:59 to play in the first half. Panthers have led throughout, and they lead it by 4 right now, 14-10. And meanwhile, Miami of Ohio now has a double-digit lead over Ohio, 77-67, about midway through the second half. If that game is still going on when this game reaches halftime, at halftime, I will turn over and bring the conclusion of that Miami of Ohio game. That is if that game is still going on when this game reaches halftime. That game's a little ahead of where this one is right now, so we'll see. So the Panthers leading this game 14-10. They're 6 for 12 from the floor for 50%. Redbirds just 4 of 13 shooting for 31%. Both teams have made 2 3-pointers. Panthers 2 of 5 from beyond the 3-point arc. Redbirds are 2 for 9. 4 rebound edge for the Panthers right now. Trey Campbell leading the way for Northern Iowa early. He's got 5. 6 points for Mason Clabo leads the way for Illinois State so far in this one. Redbirds have not won a Missouri Valley Conference tournament title since 1998. It is a 28-year tournament championship drought for the Redbirds. They are looking to snap that this year. Schweiger for Northern Iowa gets the ball inside and missed the shot. Rebound to the Redbirds. Landon Moore with it for the Redbirds. Off to Tyree Coleman, who throws up a wild shot. Doesn't go, but he is fouled. He will shoot 2. That's 5 team fouls now on Northern Iowa here in the first half. First of 2 free throws is good. Tyreek Coleman averaging 10.5 points for the Redbirds as he hits 2 free throws to bring Illinois State within 2 at 14-12. This is Weisbrod on the outside to Schweiger. Off now to Gian Hutchins. Shot clock at 10 for Northern Iowa. Schweiger with 4 on the shot clock. Schweiger looking to go inside. He's going to have to get a shot off. Just does at the shot clock buzzer and hits it. He's got 4 points now, and the Panther lead is back to 4, 16-12. And now a double team for Coleman, and it forces a turnover. Coleman got himself stuck there and with nowhere to go, and now Hutchins travels at the other end for Northern Iowa. Hutchins saw he had an opening underneath, and I think got a little too excited and shuffled the feet. Fourth turnover for Northern Iowa in this first half. Redbirds bring it up across the midcourt stripe. Into Walker. Walker underneath. Shot was blocked. Back come the Panthers the other way. Hutchins off the glass. No good. Rebound to Illinois State. They've got a fast break opportunity, but throw the ball out of bounds. Boy, that was quite the fast break chance, but Coleman just threw it a little bit too far in front, and the Redbirds turn it over. Panthers bring it up across the timeline. Schweiger tries a 3. That's too strong. Rebound pulled down by Illinois State. Kinzinger with it for the Redbirds. Off now to Landon Wolf. Chase Walker with it now. Walker drives. Walker gets cut off, kicks it out to Wolf for 3. That's no good. Rebound to Hornseth of Northern Iowa. And we're going to have a foul here on the Redbirds. Just their second foul here in the first half. Looks like Chase Walker may have some blood on him here, so he's going to have to go to the bench area and get that taken care of. Got a stoppage of play here, so wondering if there might be some blood on the floor as well. 9:26 to go here in the first half. Panthers leading 16-12. Panthers have led throughout this first half by as many as 8. And there is some blood on the floor that is being tended to. So the cleanup details taken care of, and now the Panthers will inbound, knocked out of bounds on the inbound by the Redbirds. It will stay Northern Iowa ball. Panthers get it in and score off the inbound pass. Tristan Smith with the basket for Northern Iowa to extend the lead to 6, 18-12. The shot inside does not drop. Rebound pulled down by Northern Iowa. Panthers can build the lead to 8 or 9 with a 3. Campbell with it at the top of the key with 10 to shoot. Campbell now drives inside, gets in the paint area, kicks it out to Weisbrod. Into the corner for a three-pointer that's off the back rim, but the Panthers get the offensive rebound and a fresh 20 seconds on the shot clock. Bond inside will lay it in. Leon Bond extends the lead to 8, and that leads to an Illinois State timeout. Panthers tie their largest lead of the first half at 8, 20-12, as Illinois State's in a near 7-minute field goal drought right now. They are just 4 for 16 shooting the ball here in the first half, is Illinois State. Again, if the Miami of Ohio game is still taking place when this game reaches halftime, we'll go to the end of that game. It is currently a 3-point lead for Miami, 86-83. 7 minutes, 40 seconds to go. They are at a media timeout in Athens, Ohio, in a very, very high-scoring affair. Mentioned the Redbirds just 25% shooting here in the first half. Panthers, meanwhile, are 9 of 19 for 47%. Neither team shooting well from three-point range right now. Northern Iowa 2 for 7, Illinois State 2 for 10. Four turnovers for Northern Iowa, 3 for Illinois State. $8:28 to go here in the half. Panthers leading this game by 8. Northern Iowa, I mentioned this in the game last night, they are tops in the country in opponents' points per game. Northern Iowa gives up just 61.1 points a game. Tops in the nation. Illinois State stuck on 12 right now at 8:25 to go in the first half. Walker with it. This is a very, very good Northern Iowa team, especially on the defensive side. Landon Moore with it. Moore with 10 to shoot. Moore looking to drive and will kick it out instead. Shot clock at 3. This is a spin move in the paint. Shot comes up short. Rebound Trey Campbell of Northern Iowa. Chance for a double-digit lead for the Panthers. Bond with it now on the outside. Bond will try a three. That's off the mark. Offensive rebound for Northern Iowa. They're almost 2-1 on the glass right now against Illinois State. Bond spins. Bond throws it away, however. Landon Moore takes it away for the Redbirds. And now Illinois State will set the offense. Walker. And a foul is called as Walker had got the ball to Schoonberg. That's team foul number 6 here in the half on the Panthers. Couple substitutions here on both sides. Illinois State will be shooting free throws the rest of the half on each Northern Iowa foul. Kinzinger gets inside and will bank it in off the glass with the right hand. Kinzinger with his first 2 points. And it makes it 20-14 as we hit 7 to play in the first half. Bond with it on the outside for the Panthers. Finds the open Campbell for 3, but he missed it. Rebound pulled down by the Redbirds. Back comes Illinois State. Walker has it knocked out of bounds. It will stay Redbird basketball. Redbirds get it in here. Walker, the jumper in the paint is good. Chase Walker, that's his first 2 points. And the Northern Iowa lead cut to 4 at 20-16. Walker trying to urge on the Redbird fans. Schweiger. And a nice spin move underneath the basket, and Bond puts it in for 2 off the glass. 22-16, Northern Iowa. Walker. And we've got a foul on Northern Iowa. That will put them in the penalty, and Chase Walker will head to the line for a 1-and-1. I think the officials forgot that was a 1-and-1 here, as they were getting ready to inbound the ball. Walker, Redbirds leading scorer at just over 13.5 a game. It's been held to 2 so far tonight. It has a 1-and-1 here. First is short. Schweiger ends up with the ball for Northern Iowa. Pass inside goes to Bond. Bond banks it in off the glass, and the Panthers go back up by 8 again, 24-16. Kinzinger brings it up across the midcourt stripe for the Redbirds. Kinzinger gets in the paint, will pass now outside to Ty Pence. Kinzinger, and we're going to have a foul underneath on Northern Iowa. I think they're going to get Hornseth. Be his first, and another 1-and-1 coming up for Illinois State. Hornseth and Walker got kind of tangled in there, and they got the foul on Hornseth. I think their officials are going over to the monitor here to look at this play to see if anything elevates to the flagrant level. And Kip Kissinger at the scores table giving the explanation now. Just a common foul on Northern Iowa, it looks like. So Chase Walker will head right back to the free throw line. First free throw by Walker is good as he hits the front end of the 1-and-1. Second free throw also good. 24-18, the Panther lead. Campbell with it for the Panthers. Campbell on the outside. To Schweiger, back to Campbell. Campbell drives. Campbell spins. Campbell has it swatted by Walker. It will stay Northern Iowa ball with 7 on the shot clock. Schweiger to inbound. And then it comes to Bond. Hornseth with it now for Northern Iowa. Trey Campbell pass to Hornseth. Puts it up around the rim. No. Rebound to Ty Pence of Illinois State. Down to 4.5 to play in the opening half. Inside layup is off the glass and good for Landon Wolf. That's his second field goal, and the Panther lead back to 4 again, 24-20. Wolf trying to encourage the Redbird fans. Foul called on Illinois State. This will just be their third of the half. So plenty of fouls to give still here for Illinois State. Open three, Campbell around and out. Rebound, Illinois State. 4 to go, first half. Pence. Bounce pass inside to Walker, mishandled for a moment, but Walker recovers. And now a three at the top of the key, rims out, and we're going to have an over-the-back foul on Illinois State. That's going to be the second on Chase Walker. And that will bring us to a timeout with 3:48 to play in the opening half. Panthers up 4, 24-20. Meanwhile, on the other game I'm keeping an eye on, the undefeated Miami Redhawks against Ohio. Miami's up 2, 90-88 with 5:38 remaining. And just as I say that, Miami just hit a 3 to go up by 5 now, 93-88, 5.5 minutes left. And Ohio just answered with a 3-pointer. What an offensive display taking place in Athens, Ohio. 93-91 with still 5 minutes left. Another reminder, coming up at halftime, if the Miami game is still going on at that time, I will switch over and do the end of the Miami Redhawk game. That has 4:45 left in the second half. Miami's up 95-91. Miami's win percentage at one point earlier in the half was 90%. Their win percentage now is at 78.5. They're just about to get to the final media timeout at that game. So following the timeout here, be Northern Iowa ball. As the Panthers will bring it up across the midcourt stripe. Weisbrod. Nice look inside and a foul. Great pass underneath the basket. And it will send Northern Iowa to the free throw line. First free throw is good. One more coming for Hornseth. Voted to the MVC Most Improved Team, and he hits them both. Northern Iowa lead back to 6 at 26-20. Another 3.5 left first half. Redbirds have it. Now on the outside. Shot clock down to 10. Double team out there, and now a silly foul with 5 on the shot clock committed by Bond. Oh, and he knows it too. That possession looked like it was going nowhere for Illinois State, and Bond bailed out Illinois State with the foul. He'll send Kinzinger to the line. So 1-1. Free throw is no good. So Northern Iowa catches a break. Panthers bring it up as we hit 3 minutes to play in the first half. Campbell, open three-pointer, good. Trey Campbell with the 3 for Northern Iowa. He's got 8. And the Panther lead is 9. It's their largest of the first half. Trying to answer at the other end are the Redbirds. That thing is airmailed. That thing is out of bounds. Boy, that thing was not even close on that three-point shot by Schoonberg. Campbell brings it up for Northern Iowa. Hornseth drives. Hornseth fouled. Can't get the shot to go, but he will shoot 2. Brandon Lieb with that foul for Illinois State. Free throw is long on the first from Hornseth. Second free throw is good to push the lead to double digits for the Panthers. Redbirds with a dangerous pass there to Landon Moore, and Moore stepped out of bounds, and the Redbirds turn it over again. Now Weisbrod going over trying to get the Panther faithful going here. Campbell will bring it up across the timeline with 2 to go in the first half. Campbell will back it out and reset the offense. Campbell, now step back 3. That's short. Rebound, Illinois State. Inside it goes. Right-hand layup, no good, but an offensive rebound for the Redbirds. And the turn, shot up, count it, and one. Ty Pence with the basket and a 3-point opportunity. Pence completes the 3-point play to bring Illinois State within 7, 30-23. Schweiger inside, turns it over. Pence. Here's the drive inside and a foul before the shot. It's double bonus anyway for Northern Iowa. 1:08 to play in the first half. First of 2 is good. Landon Wolf will have one more free throw. Second one is also good. 30-25. Northern Iowa up 5 as we hit the final minute of the first half. Bond on the outside. Bond, that's almost taken away by the Redbirds. Shot clock down to 6, though. Northern Iowa had to go back in the backcourt and get a deep 3 is good. Wow, that was back there from Weisbrod. Timeout, Northern Iowa. With 38.7 to go in the half, Northern Iowa up by 8. Man, that was a long one from Weisbrod. What a developing situation we have in Athens, Ohio right now as well. 35 seconds to go. Miami and Ohio are tied at 100. Miami will have the ball coming out of the timeout. Here come the Redbirds. Kinzinger. There is a 9-second difference, shot clock, game clock, so the Redbirds cannot quite run this out. Kinzinger guarded by Bond. 10 to shoot now for Illinois State. Wolf finds the cutter and the layup is good. 33-27, final shot of the half belongs to the Panthers with 3 seconds. Have to put it up, turnaround jumper is good as the first half expires. Hornseth with the shot to put Northern Iowa up 8 at intermission. So we have reached the half here, 35-27. But let's go to the finish between Miami of Ohio and Ohio. Tied at 100. $23.9 to go. Looks like Ohio's challenging a play here. I'm assuming it's the out of bounds play. Let's see who this indeed went off of. Ooh. Looks like the call on the floor is Miami ball. There's the block right there. It goes off an Ohio player. And then, who touches that thing last? Suter goes up for the shot right here. Blocked right there by an Ohio player. Ohio player hits it there. Call on the floor is Miami ball. We're getting you the finish here of the Miami of Ohio game. 23.9 seconds to go. Officials are still overlooking at it. It's Redhawks ball. 24.3 on the game clock, 12 on the shot clock. Teams have combined to shoot 52 three-pointers, and they've hit 25 of them. Ohio loses their challenge. Miami has it here. Shot clock down to 7. Here's a corner three. That is short. Rebound, Ohio. Ohio can win this thing with 10 seconds. No timeout here, and this is on the floor. Runner! No! And this thing's going overtime. Oh. Miami of Ohio and Ohio are headed to overtime. 5 more minutes on the clock. I was hoping that thing would end in regulation because there's no way I'm going to be able to keep this on for overtime. I'm going to get a copyright buzz, but well, yeah, I'm not going to be able to keep that on, but I will definitely keep you posted on what happens in the overtime period between Miami of Ohio and Ohio. That game is headed to overtime. 35-27 here at the half. Northern Iowa leads Illinois State in the final quarter-final round game at Arch Madness. So they are in overtime. Both teams have scored the first possessions of overtime. 102-102, Miami and Ohio. Boy, Miami at one time in the second half had a 90% chance of winning that game. Other top 25 team in action tonight, St. John's. They have won at Seton Hall, 72-65. Seton Hall, a bubble team. They could have used that win tonight. Ohio just took the lead with 2 free throws. (104-103) Ohio. Boy, Ohio's now taking the lead as far as chance of winning at 54%. Miami just missed a 3. .250 to go in overtime. Miami has the ball down 1. Elmer missed it. Got his own rebound, though, and gets fouled. And so Ian Elmer will head to the line for Miami. We are at halftime here at Northern Iowa and Illinois State in the final quarterfinal at Arch Madness. So during halftime, bringing the conclusion of Miami of Ohio and Ohio. Miami trying to get that undefeated regular season, but Ohio giving them all they can handle. It's like Ohio's had a player just foul out. First free throw by Elmer's good. Miami ties it at 104. Second free throw is good. Miami's back in front, 105-104. 2.5 remaining in overtime. Bounce pass inside. Here comes a 3 for Ohio. That's long. Ohio gets the rebound, though. And they will reset with a fresh 20 on the shot clock. 2:15 and counting in the game. Here's the runner inside. No, rebound Miami. Boy, you can't miss those short ones. Under 2 minutes in overtime. Suter with it for Miami. Suter with the pull-up jumper to the left of the foul line. He missed it. Rebound Ohio. .100 seconds remaining in overtime. It's a run. Shot blocked. Miami with the block. Suter, bounce pass, layup, good. Miami up by 3. 107-104. Ohio doesn't necessarily need a 3 here. Just get a good shot inside. They get an and 1. And Ohio can tie this game with a free throw with 1:12 left in overtime. By the way, if you're following the World Baseball Classic, United States leads Brazil 15-5. That game in the bottom of the 9th. So it looks like USA is headed for a win in their opener in the World Baseball Classic. Free throw here to tie this game for Ohio. I think Woolfolk just fouled out for Miami. Free throw is no good. Suter pulls down the Miami rebound. So the Redhawks still lead by 1, and Travis Steele takes a timeout. So Miami has 1 timeout left. Ohio has 2. Going to have to go back as we are just a couple minutes away from starting the second half in this Northern Iowa Illinois State game. I was hoping this Miami game would end before the second half, but it does not look like that's going to be the case. Miami gets the ball in here with a minute left. Suter on the outside. Suter drives. Suter kicks it out for a three. Atlason around and out. Out of bounds. Ohio ball. 48.3 to go. All right, I'll keep you updated there. But back here to Northern Iowa and Illinois State. About ready to start half number 2. Panthers 47% shooting in the first half. They were 4 of 13 from 3 at 31%. 3 of 4 at the free throw line. Redbirds just 9 of 25 in that first half for 36%. And 2 of 12 from beyond the arc for 17%. 7 of 11 at the free throw line. Ohio just took the lead with 25 seconds left. Can Miami get the game-winning shot here? I'll keep you updated as we're underway in the second half. Redbirds have this ball. Chase Walker to Kinzinger. Corner 3, that's no good. Rebound to Northern Iowa. First possession, second half for the Panthers. And the shot inside goes down, and that will push the lead to 10 now for Northern Iowa, 37-27. Kinzinger brings it across the timeline for the Redbirds. Chase Walker with it now. Minute old, second half. And here's a three-pointer, and we have a foul on a 3, it looks like. Nope, they called it before the shot, so it's just an inbound here for the Redbirds. Kinzinger with it. Off to Clabo. Clabo spins. Clabo is tied up. Possession arrow gives it to the Panthers. Weisbrod with it. Off to Tristan Smith. Weisbrod back to Smith. Smith with 10 on the shot clock. Smith drives. Smith gets cut off by a double team. Smith looking for help. Out to Bond for 3. Got it. Leon Bond with a 3. And the first 5 of the second half belong to the Panthers. And they lead now by 13, 40-27. Walker with it. Walker, the reverse, can't get it to go, but he is fouled. And Chase Walker will head to the free throw line for Illinois State. Trying to get the Redbirds on the board here in the second half. First free throw by Walker, good. First point of the second half for Illinois State. 2 free throws are good for Walker, and it's 40-29. Here's Campbell. Campbell lost it out of bounds. It's going to go over to the Redbirds. Clabo brings it across the midcourt line for the Redbirds. Goes inside to Walker. Walker, tough shot. Good defense underneath for Northern Iowa, rather. Weisbrod. Smith loses it. Smith able to get it back, and now we have a foul. Ohio's trying for a last-second shot here to beat the Redhawks. And here's a 3 to win it. Nope. And that will complete an undefeated regular season for Miami as they win it in overtime. Wow. All right. Redbirds here down 11. Walker drives. Walker scores. Nice, strong move inside by Chase Walker. 40-31. At the other end, a tough shot, and Hornseth puts it in. (42-31). Panthers up 11. Walker inside, kicks it out. Now back inside to Walker. Walker against Hornseth, and Walker's fouled. Hornseth's claiming for a held ball, but instead he's called for his third foul. Chase Walker right back to the free throw line. Free throw's no good.
Trying to improve my flexibility.
Walker has one more to try to cut it to 10 here. And he does. 42-32. Redbirds down 10. Up across the timeline comes Northern Iowa. Here's Campbell. Schweiger drives inside, pass inside, blocked. Redbirds get the rejection, and back the other way they come. Here comes a 3. That's not going to count, though, as the Redbirds turn it over. And that brings us to our first time out of the second half. 42-32. Panthers up 10 in the final quarterfinal here at Arch Madness. Panthers still at 50% shooting from the floor. Redbirds at 36%. Redbirds continue their three-point shooting woes tonight, just 2 for 13 from beyond the arc. Again, we'll be back with you tomorrow for semifinal action. Following the timeout here, Campbell brings it up the floor for the Panthers. Open three-pointer is long. Rebound pulled down by the Redbirds. And we're going to get a foul here against the Panthers. Ishmael Diouf called for the foul. That's his first. Already the team's fourth on Northern Iowa here in the second half. Redbirds bring it into Walker. Walker inside looking to drive. Draws a double team. And Northern Iowa tied him up. And Walker showing a little bit of frustration as he heads back to the other end of the court. Ten-point lead for Northern Iowa. Apologize for the loss of my feed. That's the third time today this has happened. Campbell with a bounce pass. Weisbrod kicks it out. And nice defense by Walker inside for the Redbirds. And the Panthers miss the shot, but they tip it out. And a fresh 20 on the shot clock. And Schweiger is fouled. This one's going to go against Schoonberg. Schoonberg picks up his second, team second on the second half. Inbound to Bond. Bond on the outside. Gives it to Diouf. Trey Campbell now. Campbell drives. Campbell tries to go by Walker, and Walker fouled him. Walker called for his third foul. But Coach Peden's leaving Walker in the game with 3 fouls. I mean, you're down 10 points here with 14 to go. Rolling the dice a little bit. And a layup in, an easy layup for Northern Iowa to push the lead back to a dozen at 44-32. Redbirds bring it up across the timeline with Tyree Coleman, and there's a foul. This one's going to go against Leon Bond. That'll be his third. So he becomes the third Panther now to reach 3 personal fouls as he joins Hornseth and Tristan Smith. Also have 3 fouls for Northern Iowa. Chase Walker with 3 for Illinois State, the only Redbird in foul trouble at the moment. Redbirds bring it in here to Walker. Here's a deep 3 from the Valley logo. That's no good. Rebound to Schweiger of Northern Iowa. And put on the floor. Redbirds get the steal. And then a foul in the backcourt following the turnover. Schweiger picks up his 3rd foul. So now the 4th Panther with 3 fouls. Tyree Coleman brings it up for the Redbirds. Coleman, and that's going to be another foul on the Panthers. So they're already in the penalty now at 13:26 to go in the second half. Hornseth with the foul. That is his 4th. And to the line for a 1-and-1 goes Tyree Coleman. And he hits the front end of the 1-and-1. He'll get the bonus. Coleman gets the roll on the second. 10-point lead for Northern Iowa. 13:20 to go. Trey Campbell with it for the Panthers. Here's Smith. Smith, nice pass inside and a dunk underneath. A great find to Schweiger from Tristan Smith. 46-34, Panthers up a dozen. Coleman, bounce pass to Chase Walker. Almost a turnover for the Redbirds. Kinzinger, haven't heard much from him tonight. As inside to Walker. Back outside for a 3. Pence, no good. Rebound, Northern Iowa, and then Walker's over the back. That's going to be his 4th. Chase Walker with his 4th foul. Ryan Peden, none too pleased with that call. So Walker has to go to the bench with 4 fouls. Tristan Smith, and he gets fouled on the drive inside. That's going to go against, I believe, Brandon Lieb got called for that one. So Smith at the line to shoot 2 for the Panthers. Free throw is no good. He missed it off the back rim. Smith will have one more at the line. Smith does hit the second. 47-34. The lead for Northern Iowa is 13. 12:20 to go. Coleman lost the dribble momentarily. And now we have a foul on the Panthers. This will be a 1-1 for Illinois State. R.J. Taylor called for that foul. That is his first. To the line for the Redbirds is Coleman. First is no good. He missed the front end of the 1-1. Tristan Smith on the drive. Gets cut off. And we'll try and drive back in again. And we're going to have a foul. This is going to go the other way. It looks like they're going to call it offensive foul on Tristan Smith. That's going to be his fourth. In fact, he got his arm blocked there with the defender, Jack Doherty. It's Kinzinger for the Redbirds as we're down under 12. Kinzinger kins it outside. And now back to Kinzinger. Ty Pence. Shot clock at 5 for the Redbirds. They're going to throw something up here. Coleman with 1 on the shot clock. The runner, no. Tip, no. Out of bounds, over to the Panthers. And we have a timeout with 11.5 to go. Panthers up 13, 47-34. They have held the Redbirds to 7 points here in the second half. Redbirds cold shooting continuing, now just 10 of 32 for 31%. And again, just 2 of 15 from beyond the three-point arc, 13%. Again, Bradley awaits the winner here in the semifinals. Bradley, a double overtime win over Valparaiso earlier. Drake and UIC in the first semifinal tomorrow. Panthers bring it in out of the timeout. Weisbrod off to Campbell. Campbell driving. Campbell spins in the paint. Campbell, tough shot, got his own rebound and followed it up and scored. Trey Campbell in double figures now with 10, and the Panther lead is 15, 49-34 with 11 to go. Tyreek Coleman kicks it out for a three-pointer. That is good from the corner for Landon Wolf. He's got 9 now, ties for team high with Chase Walker, 49-37. Campbell. Off the... Excuse me. Pull-up jumper is short. Good defense that time for the Redbirds, as R.J. Taylor missed the jumper. Redbirds can get this thing to 10 or 9 with a 3 as we are just about to hit the midway point of the second half. Shot up, no good. That was a little strong by Tyreek Coleman. Rebound pulled down by Northern Iowa. Campbell with it for the Panthers. Sends it back out to the perimeter. Here's Schweiger now with 10 to shoot. Schweiger drives. Schweiger draws a double team. Finds an open man for a 3. That is good. R.J. Taylor hits a 3 from outside. 52-37 Panthers. Here comes a 3 for Doherty. That's no good off the back rim. Rebound to Campbell. Look at this ball movement for the Panthers and a finish inside. Wow. And one. Leon Bond with the emphatic dunk inside, and he'll have a chance for a 3-point play. Foul is on Coleman. Leon Bond leading the way for the Panthers. 15 points tonight. Timeout called with 9:08 to go. It is all Panthers in this final quarterfinal. 54-37 over Illinois State. 54-37 is our score. 9:07 remaining. Redbirds get a basket here to make it 54-39. Apologies, lost the feed there once again. It's been happening a lot over the last 2 days. I don't know what's going on here with my... .836 to go. First free throw is good for Kinzinger. And he's got one more coming. Kinzinger just 7 points tonight. Now make it 8 with the second free throw. 54-41. Do the Redbirds have a run in them? 8.5 left. DJ Parker with the, or RJ Taylor, DJ Parker, I don't know how I got, RJ Taylor with the ball. Campbell now with it. Campbell, the pull-up jumper is drilled. Trey Campbell, he's in double figures now with 10. 56-41. Approaching 8 minutes to play. Walker back in the game with 4 fouls for the Redbirds. Here's a 3. That's short. Walker keeps it alive, however, on the offensive glass. Shot up and in, getting the bounce is Bowden Schoonberg. That's just his second field goal of the game. He's got 4 points, 56-43. 13-point lead for Northern Iowa. 7.5 to play. Deep three-pointer. That is good for RJ Taylor. His second 3. Panthers 7 of 17 from beyond the arc tonight. Walker throws it out of bounds. He was intending that pass to go to Landon Wolf, but it didn't get him, and the Redbirds turn it over for the 8th time tonight. 7:08 to play. Panthers rolling. They're up 16 and can start to smell a semifinal berth at Arch Madness. Northern Iowa still shooting over 50%, 53%. Redbirds just 34% for the game. Panthers 7 of 17 from 3 at 41%. Illinois State just 3 of 18 tonight from beyond the arc for 17%. Northern Iowa 4 of 6 at the free throw line. Illinois State 14 of 20. That's the only reason this game is as close as it is. Rebound edge belongs to the Panthers, 30-19. Panthers have turned it over 11 times. Redbirds have turned it over 8. Panthers are led by Leon Bond III, 15 points tonight. Redbirds still do not have a player in double figures. 2 players have 9 apiece, Chase Walker and Landon Wolf. That's the leading scorers for the Redbirds tonight. And again, if you missed the other story from college basketball, it took overtime, but Miami of Ohio did finish off an undefeated regular season. They beat the Ohio Bobcats in overtime, 110-108. So Miami heads to the MAC tournament 31-0 on the season. They have had some close calls here late, but have found a way to pull out each and every single one of the games. They look dead in the water tonight a couple times. They're in overtime. Following the timeout here, Panthers will bring it up across the timeline with 7 minutes to play. Nice pass inside, but good defense underneath the basket for the Redbirds. Shot clock down to 7 here, and we're going to have a reach-in foul on Illinois State. That's their last foul to give. Northern Iowa's in the double bonus. R.J. Taylor with it finds Schweiger. Goes inside, and the shot will not drop. Rebound pulled down by the Redbirds. Schoonberg missed it short. Walker gets the offensive rebound and almost threw it away again, and now they will. Turnover for Illinois State. That's their 9th of the night. Panthers bring it up across the midcourt stripe. Wide open three, but passed up by Tristan Smith, and he'll get the layup. No good, but a follow dunk for Schweiger. 61-43 Northern Iowa. Here's the drive inside at the other end. Shot no good. Out of bounds off the Panthers. It will stay Redbird ball. Kinzinger. Kick out for 3. That's no good, but we're going to have a foul. That wouldn't have counted anyway. There was a foul before the 3-point attempt. 2 free throws coming for Illinois State. Chase Walker at the free throw line. 5:36 to play. Walker's first free throw, no good. Second free throw by Walker is good. Finally, a player reaches double figures tonight for the Redbirds as Walker now has 10. He's been saddled with foul problems all night long. Spin move inside here for Smith. Kicks it out for a wide open 3 that is short. Rebound pulled down by Illinois State. Walker with it. Walker drives. Walker, no good, but he's fouled again. And we'll head right back to the free throw line. Schweiger picks up his 4th foul. So he becomes now the 4th Northern Iowa Panther with 4 fouls. Walker's free throw is good. 1998, the last time Illinois State won an MVC tournament title. They don't want to keep that streak going, but they're in a pretty big hole here. Second one, no good. 61-45 is the Panther lead as we near 5 minutes to go. Three-pointer on the way. That is good by Schweiger. He's now team high for the Panthers with 11. 64-45. Panthers 8-3 tonight. Clabo lost it. It was knocked out of bounds by Northern Iowa. It will stay Illinois State's basketball. Sorry, take that back. They called a foul here, it looks like, on Weisbrod. Free throw by Clabo was good. Second is also good. 64-47. Panthers have the ball with Weisbrod to Schweiger. Schweiger with a dangerous pass, but R.J. Taylor gets to the loose ball for the Panthers. Taylor backs it out. Off now to Tristan Smith. Smith spins. Smith gets free inside, but a foul before the shot. And this will be a 1-and-1 for Tristan Smith with 4:12 to go. Smith hits the free throw. He will get the bonus. Hits them both. Bond returns to the lineup for Northern Iowa. Down to 4 minutes to go. Three-pointer on the way is short. Rebound to the Panthers. And out of bounds, and that will bring us to our final media timeout. 3:59 to play. Panthers up 19. Eyeing a trip to the MVC semis and a berth with Bradley. Quick update on some of those other conference tournament games. Semifinals in the OVC. Tennessee State over UT Martin 68-55. So Tennessee State rather, into the OVC championship. They will take on the winner of Southeast Missouri and Morehead State, which has 7 minutes remaining. Southeast Missouri is leading 54-50 over Morehead State. Big South Finals, High Point 81-59 winner over Gardner-Webb. Winthrop 86-81 over Charleston Southern. UNC Asheville in overtime 85-82 over Longwood. And Presbyterian in overtime, 91-85 over Radford. So a couple overtime games there in the Big South. West Coast Conference Tournament, second round. Portland gets the win over Washington State earlier, 74-68. And in progress at halftime, San Diego leading Seattle 35-30 in the other second round game. A-Sun finals, Central Arkansas 86-73 over Bellarmine. Florida Gulf Coast all over Lipscomb today, 77-53. Austin Peay picks up a 69-60 win over Stetson. And Queens with a win over West Georgia, 71-63. That is some of the other scores around conference tournament games. Northern Iowa brings it in out of the under 4 timeout. Panthers going to start using some clock here. Foul line jumper is too strong. Rebound pulled down by the Redbirds, but the Panthers did take 25 seconds off the clock, even though they didn't convert. Clock is their friend at this point. 3.5 to go, and the reverse layup hits the bottom of the backboard for Illinois State. And now back comes Northern Iowa the other way. Folks, at the end of this game, I'm going to do a real quick sign-off as timeout called here for Northern Iowa. Going to do a real quick sign-off after this game ends. Once the final buzzer sounds, going to run down all the final stats and then probably do a quick out here tonight. But we'll be back with you for the MVC semifinals tomorrow. Starts at 2:30 Central, 3:30 Eastern with the first semifinal, Drake and UIC. Drake with the absolute shocker earlier today over the regular season champion Belmont. 100-79 was the final in that one. Panthers bring it in following the timeout. And we've got a foul out here with 3:06 to go. Landon Wolf whistled for the foul. So it'll be a 1-1 for Northern Iowa with 3:06 to go. First free throw, no good, as the front end of the 1-1 was missed. 3 minutes to go. Clavo. Bounce pass to Pence. Pence spins. Pence missed it. Offensive rebound for the Redbirds. Clavo to Pence. 5 to shoot for Illinois State. Nice pass inside. Can the Redbirds finish? They do. Well, they're going to get a foul here, so Redbirds will head to the line for 2. Ben Schweiger just fouled out for Northern Iowa. So Schweiger disqualified to fouls here with 2.5 minutes to go. Schweiger gets a nice hand from the Panther fans as he exits. 11 points tonight for Ben Schweiger. First free throw is short. Landon Moore has one more free throw. And he got that one. 66-48. Baseball pass ahead of the floor. Northern Iowa wisely will just wind some clock here. As Smith in danger of falling out of bounds, a timeout is called from the bench. So Northern Iowa wisely realizing Smith was in a little bit of trouble, got a timeout called from the bench. That's the final timeout for Northern Iowa. 2:26 to go. So following the timeout here for Northern Iowa, 2:26 remaining. If this holds here, 3 of the 4 lower seeds will have won today. Panthers bring it in. They're just going to work on this clock. Smith. Out to R.J. Taylor. Taylor gives it up and inside. Nice pass and Bond with the finish. 68-48, final 2 minutes. Redbirds in about a 6-minute field goal drought. Turnaround jumper, that's good. That'll snap the field goal drought right there. 68-50 as Ty Pence gets the jumper to go. And now a baseball pass ahead and the exclamation point for Northern Iowa. And this is what you do not want to see in a 20-point game, an injured player. It's like Landon Wolf banged up here for the Redbirds. Wolf is able to get up and favoring that right leg a little bit, but he is able to go off on his own power over to the bench. Gets a nice hand from the Redbird faithful. Was not their night tonight. Illinois State will not get the season sweep over Northern Iowa, as Northern Iowa will get the third meeting of the season and the one that counts. Pence lays this in. Back-to-back baskets for Ty Pence. Final minute. Redbirds not bothering to foul at this point with this game well in hand. There's a dunk! Tristan Smith delivers a major exclamation point on an emphatic Panther win in this final quarterfinal. There's a steal and then a foul. And Smith will head to the line for the Redbirds. This will be win number 21 on the season for Northern Iowa. Ben Jacobson clearing the bench here as the Panther fans give a standing ovation for their Panthers. A phenomenal effort tonight and another great defensive effort. They lead the nation in points allowed per game, and this defensive performance tonight showed you why. As they held the Redbirds to 33% shooting from the floor. Smith hits both free throws, and now he comes out. Three-pointer on the way. That is off the mark. Rebound pulled down by Northern Iowa. Shot clock, game clock, virtually identical. Panther fans on their feet on an emphatic victory tonight for Northern Iowa. Shot clock will expire here, and we will have one more inbound. Ryan Peden and Ben Jacobson already shaking hands. And that will do it. Northern Iowa wins this one 74-52 in emphatic fashion. Panthers now 21-12. Redbirds now end at 20-12. See what kind of postseason is coming their way if they choose. And Northern Iowa now has a date with Bradley in the Arch Madness semifinals tomorrow. Quick wrap here in this one. Final stats, Northern Iowa, 54% shooting, 29 of 54 from the floor. They were 8 of 19 from three-point range at 42%, 8 of 11 at the free throw line for 73%. Illinois State just 15 of 46 from the floor at 33%, 3 of 20 from three-point range, 15%, 19 of 28 at the free throw line for 68%. Rebound edge for the Panthers by 9, 35-26. Panthers turned it over 12 times, Redbirds 10 turnovers. Panthers put 3 in double figures in this game, led by Leon Bond III's 19 points. Trey Campbell added 12. Ben Schweiger with 11. 9 points apiece from Tristan Smith and Will Hornseth. 8 out of Max Weisbrod and 6 points out of R.J. Taylor. Redbirds, they were only able to put one player in double figures tonight, and that was Chase Walker's 11 points. 9 points out of Landon Wolf, 8 apiece from Mason Clabo and Johnny Kinzinger. Off game for him tonight. He only took 5 shots all night. 7 points off the bench for Ty Pence, 4 points apiece from Bowden Schoonberg and Tyreek Coleman, and a point out of Landon Moore to wrap up the scoring for Illinois State in this one as Northern Iowa wins it. 74-52, the final score. So semifinals are now set for tomorrow. And it features 3 of the 4 higher seeds, or lower seeds, I should say, that were victorious today. Our semifinals start tomorrow at 3:30 Eastern. 9-seed Drake and 5-seed UIC, and that will be followed by 6-seed Northern Iowa and 2-seed Bradley. The 2, the 5, the 6, and the 9, the 4 seeds that are left in the Missouri Valley Conference. Be on with the two games on the live stream tomorrow, beginning at 2:30 Central, 3:30 Eastern. I'll be on about 7 minutes prior to get you set for the semifinal round at Arch Madness. Well, that's going to do it tonight as The quarterfinals have come to a close. Again, my name is John, Sports Bonanza John on YouTube. If you do like my content, really would appreciate a like and subscribe. Also on Twitch today at Sport Guru John. I've also got some content on Kick at Sports Kick John you can catch there. Thanks to everybody that tuned in on the live chat today and that tuned in, and you guys have been absolutely awesome today, and I thank each and every one of you. And I will be back tomorrow, 2:30 Central, 3:30 Eastern, for the semifinal round at Arch Madness, Drake and UIC, followed by Northern Iowa and Bradley. So hopefully you can join me for that as well. You sign off here, and until tomorrow, I bid you good night. Have a great night, everybody. God bless.